So now we go back to senior Rotax racing action. Here, well, no, actually, my apologies there. I got so confused there. I thought, oh, hang on, it's senior Rotax. No, it's DD2 Masters. Right. So your starting order is as follows. On pole position will be Jim Ringelberg from the Netherlands, and then Christoph Adams in the 555 will be alongside. Then it is Tamsin Germain from Great Britain and defending BNL Karting Series champion Carlo Clibort rounding out the top 4 positions. Tom De Serre and Bruno Dos Santos ran out the top 6. Tom De Serre was our inaugural, our first kickoff winner earlier on this season, taking a ticket for the International Trophy at Portimao for this year. Then we got Ian Getz and Rudy Champion rounding out the top 8. Then we got Roland Kinch and Bart Koolman rounding out the top 10. Ahead of Konrad Bayer from Germany, James Beecroft from Great Britain, Dimitri Ostrovsky from Germany, and alongside him will be countryman Andreas Schindler. Tanju Yildiz makes it another German in the top 15, ahead of Ronald Billings, with Germany's Michael Becker rounding out the 17 strong. 13 minutes plus an additional lap on the clock, and the red lights are on the gantry. So very shortly, we will get these 17 drivers ready to go into battle for the first time. So the red lights are ignited on the starting gantry. We are ready to go racing here in DD2 Masters for the first of 4 races here this weekend. So once again, the red lights are on the starting gantry. 13 minutes on the clock. Let's see, do we go lights out? We do, and we head down towards turn 1. And that was very, very quickly. Oh, now there was a bit of collision there in the middle of that. Might have been Konrad Bayer heading down into turns 1 and 2 for the first time, as Tamsin Germain keeps it well put in front as everyone else is tripping all over each other. Tom De Serre looks to be in the thick of things there. Oh, someone's gone off at turn 4. Oh, my goodness me. Now, who was that? That was the 517 of James Beecroft. Unfortunately, unceremoniously thrown down to the back order of the back part of the field, but already through turn 7, Beecroft's made the move past one of the other drivers. That could have been Tanju Yildiz up into turn 7. So after quickly we've just seen a major incident on the screens. Bruno Dos Santos and Bart Koolman have just come together and they were battling for 5th position. So that is really, really many a case of so many things happening out on circuit. As now I see that Christoph Adams is currently leading the way in the 555. So the driver who occasionally will change between nationalities, between Belgian and French. He's running under Belgian at the moment, but it is quickly immersing itself into a top 3 scrap for the lead of this race. And in the middle of it looks to be Jim Ringelberg, and then you've also got Tamsin Germain still keeping in touch. The trio were about 0.3 of a second adrift last time out as they came across the line, as Tamsin Germain sends it up the inside of Jim Ringelberg there. That was a great move by the British driver up the inside through turn 6, made it through into turn 7 now. So realistically, the biggest thing is that Tamsin Germain was quickest in morning warm-up. and has now just put in a 56.795, but the driver that's put in the fastest lap of the race is Michael Becker, who started stone dead last, now up into P9, past James Beecroft, who's also recovering. And a little bit further down the old order, Carl Clevort and Rudy Champion battling away over P5. So still, it is going to be tooth and nail, as now Tamsin Germain will try and close up, but in other words, that doesn't happen, because Jim Ringelberg, oh, there's been a tussle! Carl Clevort has been involved there, and then it's with Rudy Champion. Oh my goodness me, drama off of turn number 6. The pair of them coming together, and that was battling over P5, so the scrap for 5th position twice in this race has come to blows and compromised races for 4 drivers. The first 2, as Bart Koeman has pulled it into the pits. Bruno Dos Santos is apparently still circulating in 16th position. And now we've seen that Carl Clevort and Rudy Champion have very, very quickly ended up being on the back foot. As now that means that Tom Dessert, our kickoff champion 1.0, is now into P5. But he is ahead of James Beecroft, as Ian Gepps on lap number 4 now posts the fastest lap of the race of 55.524. So still many, many things still to happen in the next 8 minutes and 42 seconds. Oh my goodness me. We've had drama in micro, we've had drama in mini, we've had it in junior Rotax. And then we see DD2, and now DD2 Masters, I think, just takes the cake a little bit there. So we've had Bruno Dos Santos has pulled it into the pits. Carl Clevort has dropped like a stone. He's pitted as well. I think that Sodi kart has got a bit too much damage for the defending BNL Karting Series DD2 champion, DD2 Masters champion thereof, to continue with the race, and I won't be at all surprised if we end up down to 13 drivers with regards to Rudy Champion. But Champion looks to be circulating, so still might have an opportunity to move up the field. But it is one thing for me to say it, and another thing altogether for it to happen. So Christoph Adams has a lead of nearly 8.5 tenths of a second over Jim Ringelberg from the Netherlands. Tamsin Germain rounding out the top 3. And then closing on the back bumper of them is Ian Gepps from Belgium. Tom Dessert is also in there. James Beecroft has just put in the fastest lap of the race of 55.287. As Tanu Yildiz has got past, well, now Roland Kinch, the 557 has just dropped all the way down to 14th position. So has Kinch had a problem? Is my biggest concern here, because that is not what you want to see. Roland Kinch was running in the top 10. So now Tanu Yildiz and Ronald Billings now complete the top 10 at the moment. We've had Christoph Adams still continuing to lead, but look at Jim Ringelberg and Tamsin Germain. These two, I think what they want to do is they want to close up on Christoph Adams. So Adams is really, really going to have to watch it to see if this can then be an opportunity as right. Okay, so there has been a penalty issued to Carl Clevort of 5 seconds for causing an avoidable collision, according to race control, which has just been updated on my timing screen. And Roland Kinch becomes the 4th retirement of the race. So down from 17 to 13 we go. And I'm just keeping an eye on who is slowest out of the top 3. Well, the top 3 out of that is the leader, Christoph Adams, running at a 55.2. But if you look in comparison with Jim Ringelberg and Tamsin Germain, they have been running in the high 55.0s, so, and Germain's actually quicker than Ringelberg. So Germain has got a good run. Excuse me. So, but in the meantime, Ian Gepps from Belgium is closing on the duo in front as we got 5.5 minutes left to go of this race. Just a quick reminder for Junior Rotax for Alpha Under Paver at 268. If you haven't done so, please report to the stewards immediately. That's Alpha Under Paver at 268. Junior Rotax to the stewards, please. And now we see Tom Dessert and James Beecroft battling away over what is 5th position on the road. And Beecroft has really hustled that cart. He didn't have the greatest run of luck in qualifying, as he ended up P12 on the inside of row 6 alongside Germany's Konrad Bayer, who's running in 12th at the moment. And so had a technical drama and then he's managed to get his racecraft getting back into the running order of things. So good work from him. So Ringelberg closing on yep, so I've just been informed, a big thank you to Dave Ritson for just messaging me this, that with regards to the seniors, so effectively that the pre-final and the finals for Micro Mini Junior DD2 and DD2 Masters will be how the weekend result is decided. And so the pre-final and the final for the seniors will actually be for tomorrow. So effectively the heat stages will then lead into the final and the pre-final tomorrow to decide who the weekend winners will be. So in many respects that will be how the results are going to be decided. So 3 minutes and 22 seconds left to go on the clock. So I have been informed that also the heats will be counting for the championship in the process. So we still have 2 minutes and 45 seconds of this on the clock remaining, still to go. And Christoph Adams is being reeled in by now Tamsin Germain, who's got up into P2. So the Brit now closing in and was over 0.2 of a second quicker than the 555. So we've had over 10.5 minutes completed in this race. Still a little bit more to go. And there is the duo of Tom Dessert and James Beecroft representing Belgium and Great Britain. And not too far behind them looks to be, that's Michael Becker. Started from stone dead last in 17. He's now made up 10 positions over the last 11 minutes as we're under 2 minutes to go. Tamsin Germain now has an opportunity to try and catch up to Christoph Adams in the 555. And was 0.3 of a second adrift. Looked to be a bit closer in the braking zone through turn 2. And now into the left at 4. Into the left at 5. And that will mean that who knows what's going to happen, because I don't even know. And I've just spotted that Tamsin Germain is still closing. She's getting closer and closer to Christoph Adams as they go through into turn 9. Down into the hole shot towards turn 10. And I think that Tamsin Germain really fancies a chance now at battling away with Christoph Adams for the win here as we come across the line with just 59 seconds to go on the clock. So they'll have this. I think possibly they'll have another lap on top. They'll have this plus another 2 laps by my reckoning as they hustle their way through turns 4 into the left at 5. As James Beecroft has now finally got past Tom Dessert up into P5 just a short time ago, and at the minute Michael Becker is still keeping in proximity with these two as they go through turn 7. 27 on the clock remaining as they go through turn 9. And Jermaine still keeping there or thereabouts, keeping Christoph Adams very, very honest indeed, and gets a bit closer in the braking zone, heading into turn 10, through the left at 11, through the right into 12. Now this is going to be down to the wire. 5 on the clock, and Christoph Adams crosses the line literally like about 3 or 5 seconds. So it looks like this is going to be the penultimate lap of the race. But now Jermaine on the back bumper of Christoph Adams through into turn 6. Now can get a real good toe of momentum going down the back straight away, but Christoph Adams pulls a gap of around 3 kart lengths. Jermaine will go deep into the braking zone, into turn 7, now into the right at 8. And then up to the left-hand hairpin at turn 9 before the run down to turn 10 for the penultimate time. So Tamsin Jermaine has got just under a lap and a quarter, well, a lap and a third still to go in this race to see, as now the last lap board is shown, Christoph Adams in the 555 will see it first. But Tamsin Jermaine now knows time is fast running out, as on to the last lap we go. Heading into turn 2 now. Tamsin Jermaine, Jim Ringelberg, and now Ian Gepps make it a 4-kart train from 1st to 4th. And then just behind it is James Beecroft and Tom Dessert. And Michael Becker rounding out the top 7. We've had 4 retirements: Roland Kinch, Carl Klebert, Bruno Dos Santos and Bart Koeman. So at the moment, Konrad Bayer is the last of the 13 drivers still running. As we come through turn 9 for the last time, down the run towards turn 10, into the right-hand sweeper. Tamsin Jermaine, I think, is going to, at this moment, play it cool, play it strategy-wise, and then go through to try and maximise her opportunity of a weekend result here, because anything can happen on day 2 as Christoph Adams wins in DD2 Masters ahead of Tamsin Jermaine. Jim Ringelberg and Ian Gepps round out the top 4 positions. James Beecroft from P12 to P5, having been dropped down to the back part of the order earlier on, made a great resurgence. Tom Dessert in P6 ahead of a quartet of Germans in the form of Michael Becker, followed by Andreas Schindler, Dimitri Ostrovsky and Tanju Yildiz. Rudi Champion, after his collision with Carl Klebert, who was given a posthumous 5-second time penalty for causing an avoidable collision, ended up in P11 ahead of Ronald Billings, with Konrad Bayer rounding out the 13 strong that finished with retirements from the 557 of Roland Kinch, the 510 of Carl Klebert, the 503 of Francis Bruno Dos Santos, and the 516 of Belgium's Bart Koeman.